So what's the difference? What's the difference between percent increase and percent decrease? Now I'm going to ask you to do the difference between concepts a lot in this class, because if we have one formula and another and you don't know what's the difference between the uses for each of the formulas, you're not going to know which formula to use. So we'll spend quite a bit of time learning how to do that. Now the benefit outside of math for you is that you will be much better at analyzing. So you'll be able to look at two concepts in any realm outside of like business or in your office, or if you're evaluating two pieces of software or whatever. This is going to help you be better at analyzing things. So not just for math, but it'll work elsewhere in your life. So what's the difference between percent increase and percent decrease? To start with this, I'm going to say percent increase, and I'm going to make just a little T-chart, percent decrease. And then I'm going to start with one or the other. It doesn't matter which, but say we'll start with the percent increase. And I want to start talking about what I know about the percent increase. So for percent increase, I have to find percent of an original amount. And then I have to add that an increased amount to the original. Okay, and I think that's kind of it. This percent increase and decrease aren't that complicated, so our discussion about their differences won't be that complicated either. So it's a good place for us to start. Now, for percent decrease, then I'm thinking, do I have to find the percent of an original amount? I do. So I just put a check mark there because it's the same. And then I'm thinking for percent decrease, well, do I have to add the increased amount to the original? So percent decrease we use for sales on clothing and anything that's on sale. And the big thing we were doing there was subtracting from the original. So this one is different because we subtract the decrease amount from original price. So the big difference then that I'm seeing is that for percent increase we add to the original amount, and for percent decrease we subtract from the original amount. And now I want to model for you how you can write that out in a nice beautiful sentence for Mrs. Brown. Okay, so we're going to start off by saying percent, and maybe we'll say percent increase. That might make it a little easier to phrase. 4% increase. We increase the original by some quantity. And here's my $50,000 math word for find the difference between. I'll say while with percent decrease, we decrease the original by some quantity. Okay, so now this is a beautiful sentence for a couple of reasons. I used one sentence to explain one difference between the two topics. And I did not tell all the things that were the same about the two topics, and I did not just give a definition of each of the topics. I did more than that. I analyzed the two topics and figured out what was the same between them, and that I did not use for this answer, and I just wrote about what was different between the two items. So you can do that as well.